What's going on, guys? Hey, listen, we've got a fragrance from the House of Banana Republic. I think this is the last stop in the House of Banana Republic, and we've officially cleared all the fragrances. So if you're interested in reviews of all the rest of them, search the channel. We've got a review of every fragrance out now, and this will wrap up our collection of the Banana Republic line. But this one is a good one. It's kind of a rare underground fragrance in the line, but a lot of people would claim that this is easily in the top 3, and some think it's the best in the line, but I'm here to figure that out for myself. So strap up, let's go for that ride.
Okay, dinner for 2. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on time, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Today from the House of Banana Republic, we have Oud Mosaic. Kind of hard to get your hands on unless you're searching online, because in the department stores and things like that, they don't really seem to have it. And I'm sure if they did, it would get swept up, because a lot of people seem to love this fragrance who enjoy Banana Republic fragrances. This is supposed to be a Oud Rose type of scent, but let's see what it's hitting for. Hit myself with 3 sprays. You know these Banana Republics be weak. I'm interested in what you guys think, though, because I think a lot of the Banana Republic scents are really good. Like, I would pick them over Bath & Body Works scents, whether you're a guy or a girl. You know, performance, whatever. But when you're paying 10 to 20 bucks for a fragrance, I mean, you know, these will get you right if you're just getting started in your fragrance journey. You're not going to feel like a slouch. And I like it. I like it. For a Oud Rose combo, this is nice. It almost reminds me of Taif Oud from Roja's, like, granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a watered down of a watered down of a watered down, but still in the same lineage where you could see that grandbaby and say, hey, they got the same nose. You know what I'm saying? I like it. It's a typical airy Oud and Rose. The Oud backbone feels very warm and almost leathery. It does, you know, the biggest issue for this that I know this is gonna come up and I haven't even smelled it yet is typically with cheaper ingredients, all the pretty top notes die off really quick and you're really just left with the base. So if this rose isn't in the base as well, you're gonna get kind of left with just this leathery Oud that in some amber, and then it's not really gonna be pretty anymore. So we'll see what happens on the dry down. Man, it's airy and light, though. It's one of the denser Banana Republic fragrances, but it still dries down like a glorified skin scent. Let's go ahead and transfer over, see what we're dealing with. 3.92, so we'll round up. It's a dang near a 4 out of 5 with 600 votes. See what we're dealing with here for notes. Plum, Cardamom, White Pepper, Turkish Rose, Saffron, Labdanum, Agarwood, Oud, Amber, and Musk. So see what I'm saying? Drying down to that Oud and Amber and Musk. And it's, you know, the Rose and the Saffron are just hanging on for dear life. Like, don't forget me. You know, it's like a wind gust away from just being an Amber and an Oud scent. But I do like it. You know, it has a little bit of a mature tone with that kiddie-ish top noteness of it. Yeah, I mean, this is the scent that if you're 25 or 30 and up, and because of your finances, you still got to cop Banana Republic, you know, this would be the one you would go for. I could see why it's doing so well. The plum tint on the rose is kind of cool. The plum rose saffron is a nice twist. Again, it reminds me of Taif Oud, much more watered down of a watered down of a watered down version, but nonetheless, you know, I'm here for it. Fragrances that this is like. Do I notice anything? Oud Fleur. I've never heard of that. Coco Chanel. That's a sin. That's a sin for them to mention that. What was the other fragrance from Dior? Oud Isfahan. People said this was quite like it. I'm really surprised nobody said Taif Oud. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, let's go to some usual suspects here for your nose. Again, this is a glorified skin scent at best. It's already drying down so quickly. You know, it's there, but it's not. I sprayed myself 3 times. I made sure there was a sheen here, and it's just, my skin is eating it up alive. Again, Banana Republics, I've yet to see a fragrance that you shouldn't go over 10 sprays with. On something like this, I'm going 15. It sucks because it's a fall and winter style fragrance, a cold weather type of fragrance, but I imagine it would eat this fragrance for breakfast. So you almost got to call it any season, any reason, pray to God on in all circumstances for this type of performance. But as far as a scent profile, it is very nice. The oud isn't real oud. It's light, it's airy. The rose is kind of atomic rosy. It's kind of like a cartoon rose. It's not too fake. It's not nowhere near natural, but it's there. And yeah, I mean, occasions, anything nightlife, anything cool, slight breeze, don't get in too cold or too windy of territory, or this thing is going to evaporate. You're going to have to walk around with your fragrance like an inhaler and continuously give yourself 3-4 sprays every hour on the hour. But it does what it's supposed to do for a Banana Republic fragrance. It's really nice. I'm sure they marketed this as unisex, especially since there's rose in it. Yeah, they did. Ladies, I think the backbone of it is a little too, whatever they are calling that oud amber combo in the base. It tints it in a way where I feel like women should just stay away from this fragrance, especially for rose. There's just an infinite amount of affordable options when it comes to rose. One in particular that just jumps out to me as a great feminine rose that's really affordable is the Roger and Gallet. I think it's just called Rose. But yeah, for rose scents, I think women would not want a oud amber backbone. Maybe musk, maybe amber, but with the oud, no. Alternatives to this, nothing really that's cheaper than it. The closest upgrade is probably going to be Oud Satin from Ministry of Oud, but then you're cloning Oud Satin Mood. You're not really in the Taif territory, but still, I think the real affordable alternative is going to be a lot of feminine scents. But as far as in the Oud Rose trajectory that men can still rock, I think Ministry of Oud's Oud Satin is truly hard to beat. It's just one of the best clones ever made in terms of accuracy and performance. You're going to get a lifetime of performance out of that fragrance off 3 or 4 sprays. It's eternal. Yeah, Banana Republic's Oud Mosaic, I'm a fan. And I appreciate in the entire line, especially as I wrap up here, because we're now done evaluating all of the Banana Republic scents, I do appreciate all of the different range that they offer in the line. I imagine if you got a couple of oils, you could just make the Banana Republic scents at least go 4 to 6 hours, which is truly all you need. But I just appreciate that what they kind of did is the Banana Republic line truly reflects kind of it's almost as if they took the top 20 hit records on radio and said, we're going to make our version of each of these records and then put it on a Kids Bop album and just let it rock. They truly touch all the scents, the serious, the casual, the different seasons, certain particular occasions, certain famous compositions. They got their Creed variation, they got their Oud Rose variation, they got their tea variation, they've got their citrus variation, their linen variation. So they're just tackling it from all ends. I'm pretty impressed with what they've did, especially since their fragrances are virtually pennies on the dollar. And I think they did a good job. I'm not mad at them at all. Again, caution going into Banana Republic. Be prepared to spray nuclear on yourself. 10 to 20 sprays. Have an oil on you if you have it, or a lotion. Just do whatever you can to mix and combo on top of them to make them go. And if affordability is your number one thing, I think this is a house that, $15, $20 and under, this line will be hard to beat at the 15 and under mark. Once you get around the $20 to $30 mark, the world kind of opens up a little bit to you. If you get into the $40 price point, the world is your oyster in terms of budget-friendly bangers that can check all the boxes for you, especially with the boom of the clone market. But this is a solid option, and for super cheapy territory, I've been impressed with the blends that they've been able to come up with, because nothing really hits too cheap. It's always just performance, but the scent profiles are really smooth and well blended. You could tell this was made by good hands where they just said, hey, you don't have the resources, so we need your precious hands to make, you know, McDonald's versions of, you know, designer and niche territory stuff, and they executed well on that. So again, this was Oud Mosaic from Banana Republic. That caps the end of our reviews from the line of Banana Republic. I'm going to recommend on the left and right hand side here some more fragrances based off things you've been searching for on YouTube that the algorithm thinks you'd be interested in terms of stuff that I could provide you. I got to sign off for the night, but feel free to keep the show rolling. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell so you can stay tuned, because I drop multiple videos every single day, and there hasn't been one day I haven't uploaded since I started this channel. With that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week, and until next time, peace.